Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. Today I'm so excited because we are using the new Ramses Tarot. Thank you so much to my lovely patrons and everyone who donated to the channel. My patrons chose this deck. We did a little poll to decide which was going to be the newest deck, and thank you so much for your patience because we've been waiting so long for this deck to arrive. This was voted in at like the end of March or beginning of April, and it's only just got here, but I'm so excited to use it. So today our question is going to be, what is your destiny in this lifetime? So what are you meant to experience and achieve in this lifetime? And I do just want to say, please do take this lightheartedly because this is a general reading on YouTube. It's not a private reading. And also I do believe that we have a lot of free will in this lifetime, and that life may throw some things our way or it may push us down a certain path, but we still ultimately have free will to decide whether we're going to go down that path or whether we're going to let those experiences define us and get into a pattern of behavior, or whether we are going to choose a different path for ourselves. So if there's something here that you don't like, then do just dismiss it or take it on board and decide that if it comes your way, you'll make a different choice. So as you can see, I've got these lovely little Harry Potter figures. I know a lot of you are Potter fans, and I am as well. So on pile number 1 today, we have Bellatrix Lestrange. Pile number 2 is Harry Potter. Pile 3 is Voldemort. He's got this perfect little head. I love it so much. It's almost like a little baby. And pile number 4 is Hermione. So take as much time as you need. It's okay to pick more than one pile if you feel drawn to more than one pile. There may be some synchronicities there, or it may just be that parts of that pile will resonate and parts of the others will resonate. But if something doesn't resonate with you, it's fine to just drop it. Like I said, it is a private reading. So you can pause the video if you need to and take as much time as you need. If you'd like to help me get new decks and new charms and dice for the channel, then do consider heading over to my Patreon page. There's a lot of cool stuff over there. We have a prize draw at the end of each month to win a reading with me. There are also exclusive pick a card videos and posts on there. Recently I was offering complimentary angel healing to my patrons. I'm considering offering that in my shop. In the future, I'm not sure if I will, but I'm just considering it at the moment. I do also have an Amazon wish list for anyone who'd like to just send a deck, or a PayPal link for anyone wanting to donate or send a tip. That's totally lovely of you. And if you want to book a private reading, the link to my Etsy page is in the description box. But please remember, when you book a reading, to leave your name, your email address, your question, and if there are anyone else involved in the question, if you're asking how someone feels about you or what your relationship is going to be like, then please do include that person's name as well. When I do a reading, I can't speak for other readers, but the way that I connect to someone's energy is through their name. So some readers will ask you to send a picture, for example. Some readers won't ask for anything, but I need their name. So when you're ready, I'm going to start with pile number 1, and I'm so excited for this reading and also to use these new cards. Hey there everyone who chose pile number 1 with Bellatrix Lestrange. This is your reading. I'm just going to put her there next to Gjord. So let's take a look at your cards and see what they say about your destiny. We'll look at your tarot cards first. So we've got 4 of Cups here, 2 of Wands, and 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so what I see from these cards is that there are going to be times in your life where you feel like you've kind of run up against a brick wall, or times where you feel like you're just not fulfilling your true potential and you're not achieving everything that you hope to achieve. The 2 of Wands is basically saying that the world is your oyster and that you can achieve whatever you set out to achieve. But the 4 of Cups is talking about procrastination. It's talking about feeling that you just don't have the energy, or you don't have the inspiration or the inclination to do what it is that you want. So even if you have these kind of pie in the sky ideas, that's exactly what they are. Like, I think a lot of the time there are lots of things that you want to do, or lots of things that you would be interested in exploring more, but you don't have the time or the energy or the kind of willpower to do it. Like, I think sometimes you can be inclined to do the easier thing rather than the thing that might give you more benefit in the long run. And then 7 of Pentacles here. I love this picture. This is such a compassionate picture. This woman she has her own burdens. She's got this baby hanging off her back. She's got what looks like maybe washing or shopping on her head, but she's still giving to this poor beggar man. And it's this lovely feeling of compassion from your energy that you, maybe when you're feeling very down, or when you're feeling very unsure about what you want to do in life, or unsure that you're making any kind of impact, giving to others, whether that's financially or through giving your time or giving your support to someone, your advice, just a listening ear to a friend in need, I think that will bring you a lot of fulfillment, and I think that will make you feel a lot richer in life. Like, you're able to give to others, that gives you a sense of fulfillment. Because I get the feeling that you're someone who is not very fulfilled by material things. Like, as much as you can get very comfortable just kind of sitting on the sofa and watching TV and, you know, having the latest gadgets, like, I don't think it gives you that sense of fulfillment inside. I think it's nice things to have, but it doesn't fill you with that feeling of contentment. So this is very interesting. So let's see what your oracle cards have to say. So we've got Vdomikia, which says in the little house, or in your little house, and it's 3 of crosses, so if that means anything to you, take that on board. There's no guidebook for this deck, so you have to do everything intuitively. So yeah, I'm getting kind of an introverted feeling from you. I'm getting the feeling that you often prefer to just be at home, and that home is your happy place, and that you're the kind of person who comes in from work or comes in from a party or socializing, and you're just so happy to be able to close that door and chuck your phone on the sofa or on the bed and just breathe. Like, the kind of person who, you've had a busy day and all you want to do is just lie down in a dark room and just be quiet for a little while. Like, I think you've can find people quite exhausting or quite demanding a lot of the time, and it's nice just to spend that time by yourself and to have that kind of comfort in your own home. And so I am getting the feeling from this card that you may own your own home in the future, whether that's an actual house or an apartment. I do think you'll be able to own your own place and not rent. So your Sacred Traveler card says first light, beginning a new cycle. So that's interesting that this lifetime, there's going to be a shift for you at some point. So there's going to be a change in your way of thinking. You may completely change careers during your lifetime, or you may have like a complete personality change or philosophical change kind of in the middle of your life. I'm feeling you're going to consciously choose to follow your own path, and this may be because you feel not content with the way your life has been going, or it may be that friendships or family members who used to hold a lot of influence over you now don't, and it's suddenly like you're able to choose a different path for yourself and be more confident about that. And then when you do that, it's almost like, well, why didn't I do this much sooner? Why did I let other people hold me back from doing what it was that I wanted to do, or from pursuing my true happiness? So there's this feeling of this shift, and suddenly it's like you have a whole new life. And I'm feeling that's going to happen around the middle of your life, or kind of in your 40s. So your Moonology card says your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. So this is what I was feeling, that sometimes you will feel restless, or you will feel like you're not getting anywhere in life, and this is kind of the universe's way of seeing how much you want your dreams, like how much you actually do want them. Is it fine just to sit around and hoping that they'll come and do your visualizations? No, you actually need to put some work in there. So if you are resonating with this and recognizing that you're someone who gets distracted very easily, or someone who procrastinates, I would really try and focus on that if possible, if you can find some techniques that help you to work more efficiently. If you're able to do, say, short bursts where you sit for 10 or 20 minutes and get stuff done in a qualitative way, and then you have your break and you come back and you do like another 20 minutes rather than trying to sit for 2 hours and do one thing. If you can break it down, that's often more helpful. It's often easier to do it that way. And then your fairy tale oracle card says fairy ointment, the sight. So this is all about truth and being able to see what's real in life and what's not. I think you are quite a good judge of character. You're able to kind of see through people in a way that others maybe can't. So if your friend starts going out with someone and you kind of get the feeling that they're not a great person, and maybe others don't believe that, or you just get these intuitions about people and about situations where you just think, oh, this feels like it's not going to go well, or I feel like this person is hiding something, like these intuitions. So I think you have quite a strong intuition yourself, and you may have your own psychic abilities as well. I am considering doing a video in the future called What is your psychic gift, or what gifts and talents do you have in a psychic sense. So if you'd like to see that video, then do comment below and let me know, so that I know some people would be interested in it. But I do also see with this card that you have a connection to earth elementals like fairies and gnomes, so it's a lovely little extra message for you there. So this is quite interesting. I'm going to see what your charms have to say now, group number 1. So what is group number 1's destiny in this life? And it's quite curious because what I'm getting from these cards is that your life isn't going to follow one particular track. Like, you know, some people who they know what they want to do from being like children, and they just work towards it and they get there, and it's like they have this one steady track in life. I think there's going to be a lot of changes in your life and times where you think, actually, I want to try something new, or actually, I want to move to a different country. There's this feeling of variety here. So your initials are M. Oh, we've got M twice, so 2 M's. T and Y. So M, M, T, and Y. So that could resonate with you as a first name or a surname or a place or a job. But if it doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. It may just be for a few people. We've also got this good luck dragonfly charm here, and a guardian angel charm. This is guardian angel for health. So that's lovely. Your health is being watched over by angels. You may not suffer a lot with your health in this lifetime, and that's very nice to know. So we've also got the generous charm, and that's Leo. But also what I'm getting the generous feeling from this card as well, this woman who is giving to someone in need. And intuitive, Pisces. Yeah, you've definitely got this strong intuition, whether you're aware of it or not. I think you do get these little senses about people, or maybe you also read tarot, or you just sometimes have this premonition that something's going to happen. So there's a manta ray here, and this is also about following your intuition. It's kind of like playing it by ear. So rather than just forging ahead and going by what you want to do, you just kind of listen to what your gut is telling you, and you kind of judge the circumstances, and you allow that to decide where you're moving forward. I would caution you against being too much of a people pleaser though, because I'm getting quite a gentle feeling from your energy that you're someone who just wants harmony, and you want everyone to be happy, and you don't want anyone to kind of be angry with you or disappointed with you. And I think that could lead you to maybe choosing a job that you think your parents would like, or choosing to live somewhere just because that's where all of your friends live and it's where you grew up. Like, there's this feeling of trying to appease others rather than yourself, and the cards are kind of gently nudging you. They're saying you don't have to be completely outlandish about this and be a total rebel, but they're just saying do what you want to do, and don't let other people's expectations or other people's opinions on what is successful and what is right influence you and what you choose to do in life. I do see this little cute character as well, because this has a twofold meaning. Firstly, it's fairy energy. So we've got that coming out for you in the cards and in the charms. So a strong connection to fairies there, and gnomes as well, just all of the earth elementals. But this also says it's fine to not be mainstream. Like, it's fine to follow your own path and to be unique or eclectic. That's totally fine. I also see the treasure map here. So this feeling of searching for something in life, searching for what will make you happy. Maybe it's a place, maybe it's a job, maybe it's just this overall feeling of happiness. There's two hearts linked together here, and also Eros or Cupid. So when we get a god charm, if you're new to my channel, it means that this god is reaching out to you and asking you to pray to him or call upon him in meditation, or light a candle and say a few words, basically to encourage his energy into your life and ask for his help or guidance or support. So there is this feeling here of wanting a harmonious relationship in a romantic sense. And I get the feeling from your cards that you may have a few relationships that just don't work out for a number of reasons. Like, you get with someone and you realize that you actually have different goals to this person, or you get with someone and they change, or you change and you kind of outgrow each other, or you get with someone and it turns out that actually you're not as into them as you thought. And there's just this feeling, it's not like big things, like it's not like cheating or betrayal or abuse that I'm feeling. It's just these feelings of like, I think there's better out there. Like, I just don't think this is the perfect match. So it's these feelings of overcoming that, what's the word? Not incompatibility, discontentment, that's the word I was looking for. Overcoming that and choosing yourself. So we've got fearless as well. So again, that feeling of being brave enough to choose what it is that you want to do. You can see the fortress here as well. So you're definitely someone who likes your own space, and you're someone who likes to shut the world out sometimes and just relax in a way that you're not being watched or seen by anyone else. You know, you can wear what you want or nothing at all. You can do whatever you want. You can watch whatever might be your guilty pleasure, or just eat something without having anyone nagging you because it's unhealthy. Like, there's just these feelings of enjoying your own company. We've also got the party hat, which talks about celebrations and milestones. So I do think that you will still have a lot to celebrate in life. If you're worried that there's going to be a lot of discontentment, I don't feel like that's the case. I just think that you will have a few times in life where you just think, actually, I'm not happy here. And so you up and quit your job and you move cities, or you move countries, or you just go, actually, this relationship's not for me. And so just like that, you move on and you go in search of your happiness, like this treasure map is showing. So then we've got the cat here in this ring, it'll focus. And this talks about putting someone on a pedestal. So again, this makes me think of valuing other people's opinions more than your own. And that can only really lead to unhappiness, because no one is ever going to agree with you 100%. And if you're valuing the opinions of your entire family or your entire friendship circle, then there's always going to be someone who disagrees, or there's always going to be someone who is not 100% on board with what you're doing, or who would do something differently. So always trust your own decisions and trust what you feel is right, because you've got this strong intuition, and don't let that happiness or that choice need to be justified or validated or defended in front of someone else. And I see here we've also got the free will charm, just reminding you that this is your life. You are the most important person, the main character. You have to make the decisions that affect you and not let that be heavily influenced by someone else. Of course, you can take into account your parents' preferences or your friends' preferences, but ultimately that decision rests with you. So let's see which set of dice we're going to roll for you now, group number 1. 5. Okay, so that's the action story cubes. They look like this. And how many dice are we rolling for group number 1 today, please? 3. Okay, if you're new to my channel, you can see that I use quite a lot of different techniques to get a full reading. Basically, I just think it's nice when you can see synchronicities in charms and cards, like with these 2 fairy symbols. It's very nice to see that. So what is Group 1's destiny in this lifetime? Okay, let me just see what we've got. Yeah, so here I see this ball like bouncing off the ground or bouncing off a wall, depending on how you want to look at it. And this is just making me think that you kind of sometimes will completely turn your life around. Like, I think there will be a few times where you change jobs or you move. Like, I think there's just going to be times where you're like, just not happy here. And so you just move on. And so there is like this change of scenery, this change of routine for you quite often. And then we've got the person building a wall, the bricklayer, and this is talking about gradual changes, gradually deciding what you want, gradually figuring out what you enjoy in life. And then lastly, the person who is like digging a hole and putting the soil back in there. And I just think this is saying like you reap what you sow. So if you choose to kind of not do much in life, if you choose to be in this 4 of Cups energy where you're just, you know, sitting around not really doing very much and just enjoying the moment, that's fine sometimes, but it's not going to get you very far. And also remembering that if you continue to do what you've always done, if you continue with your routine, if you continue in the same friendships, etc., you're going to get more back of what you've already got. And you might want that, you might want to keep continuing down that path. But if you want something different, you're going to have to do something differently. So there's this feeling of even the small changes will bring about different rewards for you and different outcomes. But if you always keep doing the same thing, you're only going to get the same thing back. So I hope you enjoyed this group number 1, and I hope it resonates. Do consider checking out my Patreon page if you want to do that, or my Etsy page if you want to book a private reading. And also let me know how it resonated with you in the comments. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Take care, group number 1. Have a lovely day. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Hey there, everyone who picked group number 2 with Harry Potter. This is your reading. So let's take a look at your cards and see what your destiny is in this lifetime. So we'll look at your tarot cards first. So we've got 4 of Pentacles, the Chariot, and 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got strong Cancer energy here and also Earth energy. That's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So what I'm seeing from these cards is that hard work will bring you rewards in this lifetime, and that it's always better for you if you plan ahead. Like, I'm kind of getting the feeling that you will struggle more if you just kind of amble through life without a plan and just see where life takes you. I think it's always going to be better for you if you can focus your energy, if you can see your goals or your kind of step-by-step timeline of what you need to do, if you can see that ahead of you and know what you need to do, if you can make to-do lists, etc., or list what it is that you want to achieve, that will be a lot more helpful for you. Some people, it's fine, they can just go through not really worrying about the future or just seeing where life will take them. But I think for you, planning is definitely an important thing. And I'm also getting a sense from these cards that you may not like asking for help, that you may be someone who, if you're going through a difficult time or if you're feeling a bit low, you just instantly, your instinct is to withdraw rather than to look for support in your family or in your friendship group. You may not even have a supportive family. And so what I would advise to you is that it's fine to ask for help if you need it, and it's fine to express how you're feeling. We all have times where we just need to vent to someone, or we need to moan, or we just need to say, actually, I'm not okay. I need someone to be there for me, or I need some help, or I need someone to listen to me, or just to be around me. Like, sometimes we just need that contact, especially people who spend a lot of time living alone. We just need to spend time with others. So I would encourage you to ask for help, because I do see that if you don't have a very supportive family, you do or will have a good group of friends around you, people that you can rely on. And these may come about because of your work. They may be colleagues that become friends, or people that you study with that become friends, but you will have friends that you can turn to. So just remember that there are these people around you who want to help and are able to help, and they can't help you unless they know that you need it, basically. And that goes for your angels as well. Your angels know that you need help, but they can't help unless you ask them. So do build up a good connection to your guardian angels and your spiritual team, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your patron gods, if that's something that you feel called to do. Do build up that connection with them. And the Chariot is also saying that there will be big successes in your life, but that you will need to work hard to get there. So there's a lot there about you've achieved something because of your own willpower. So you may have had quite a difficult start in life, like maybe you were born to, as I said before, a dysfunctional family, or you were born in a poor area, or there was some kind of disadvantage there. Maybe you were bullied as a child, or you found school quite difficult. Whatever it is, you've had your own challenges, and you'll be made stronger because of the fact that you were able to overcome those challenges. It's interesting that you chose Harry Potter actually as your character here, because he overcomes some incredible challenges and adversity and becomes basically a celebrity. So yeah, there's a lot there about tempering your own distractions and your own passions, and being able to push that energy into something constructive and achieve what it is that you want to achieve in this life, but with forward planning. That's coming across quite strongly. So let's look at your oracle cards now. So we've got a Yagavaril, which means, and I said, and this, is it a duck? It's definitely a bird. No, it's not a duck. It's not got webbed feet. But it's like pointing upwards, like, you know, when you're just kind of in the middle of telling a story, you're like, and then I said, and it's 4 of arrows. So if that means anything to you, then take it on board. There's no guidebook for this deck. You've got to do it all intuitively. And this is just making me feel like you're quite a good storyteller, or you've maybe had a lot of experiences in life that when you tell them to people, they struggle to believe it. It's like, I can't believe you've had such a rich life, or you've had so many crazy stories or interesting experiences. So there's this feeling of being good at sharing that, being a good speaker. Maybe you are a writer or a singer, or a poet, but it feels like you have some story to tell, maybe an actor. There's this sense of being the person who tells the story to someone else. That could also be done through dance, for example, but there's this feeling here of having a story to tell. It's interesting. So your Sacred Traveler Oracle card says rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present. So yeah, like I said, some things maybe from your childhood, or maybe just from your youth in general, will be quite painful for you, or they will have been quite challenging for you, and you will be able to overcome this and move on. You've got a very strong spirit and a lot of willpower, and just this thirst for life and this desire to succeed and to experience everything that life wants to throw your way. Like this Chariot card right in the center of your reading, it's just showing this need to keep picking yourself up and moving forward. Like whether you fall off the horse, whether you are kind of stabbed in the back by someone from the crowd, you're just determined to keep moving forward. And that is so admirable, because I feel like you have gone through more in life than your peers might have done, or you've gone through more in life than, and I don't want to say is normal, but like is common. Like you've had more adversity or bigger challenges thrown your way than the average person, just like Harry has. So you've got quite a good connection to Harry Potter. I didn't look at the cards before I put the little people on top. I just kind of went by wherever they wanted to go naturally. I just put them there. But this is talking about being able to overcome adversity and not carry around that energy with you anymore, not carry around the resentment or the pain from the past. You're able to release it and move forward so that you can have a better experience of the future. And that is very powerful and very admirable. So your Moonology card says, show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. So this, we've got Aquarius energy here now. This does make me feel, again, like this feeling of telling your story and kind of showing who you really are. Like, I don't think that you are ashamed of anything that you've experienced, and you certainly shouldn't be. But it's this feeling of, I want to tell my story to help others or to inspire others. Or I want to tell the fictional stories that are inside of me that may have some influence from my life. Like, there's this feeling of, you're not someone who puts on a mask in general. Like, you're either you wear your heart on your sleeve, or you're very easy to talk to, or once you become friends with you, like, you do learn about you. You're not someone who hides your past or is very cagey about your life. You're open and you want to talk about it. And your fairy tale oracle card is the Children of Leah, voice. So yeah, there's real sense of this story within you, and this power of your throat chakra and your voice, and being able to share your story and share your songs or your poems or your acting or your dancing, whatever it is. There is something creative within you that wants to come out and make some kind of impact in the world. So very interesting there that you have this story to tell. So let's put your charms on top now, group number 2. So, what is group number 2's destiny in this lifetime? Okay, one thing that was coming to me while I was shuffling those charms, I'm also getting the feeling of, as you get older, you become more assertive and more able to speak up for yourself. Like, I think maybe when you were younger, there was a reluctance or a difficulty to do that. Like, maybe you didn't know how you would be received if you were assertive and spoke up for yourself, or how you would be received if you shared your experiences. Maybe you wanted just to kind of fit in and be accepted by people, but as you get older, you kind of care less about fitting in and being accepted by people who wouldn't accept you if they knew who you really were. Like, there's this feeling of, I'm gonna speak up, I'm gonna say what I want and need, I'm going to express what's within me, and you can take it or leave it. But I think a lot of people will take it. There's this feeling here of having a lot of good friends around you. So you've got a W here, and that's your only initial today. So that might resonate with you as a first name or a surname, a place name, a job maybe, writing, for example, coming up there. So we've got the Sunstone. Sorry, the Goldstone, but this reminds me of the Sun card, this feeling of confidence and truth and good luck and happiness and optimism, positivity. So that's very positive. We've also got the Health charm here, so I don't think you will have a lot to worry about in terms of your health in general. Like, I think for most of you, there aren't any long-term conditions there or any significant periods of suffering with your health. So that's very positive. We've also got this Shark, which is about fear. And then here we've got the Fearless charm. So overcoming fear as you go through life. Like I said before, caring less and being able to express yourself more clearly. And it's nice that that's formed a bridge between healing from the past and showing the world who you really are. So we've got the Hope charm here, fitting in with that optimism feeling, and the Good Luck Ladybird. And then here we've got potential and new beginnings. So you've got a lot of potential here, and I think you're going to be kind of constantly expanding and evolving throughout this lifetime. I also see the Attachment charm here. So I think you're someone who it's very nice to get close to, and it's very nice to be your friend. But I do also wonder if the attachment is referring to this voice thing, like you have always enjoyed whatever it is that you do, whether that's writing or singing. Like I said before, whatever form your storytelling takes, I think it's something you've always either been intrigued by or been interested in or liked doing since being a child. Got the watering can here as well, which is about nurturing. So remembering to take care of yourself when things are tough for you, or when you're going through a period of self-doubt, remembering to cut yourself some slack and to nourish yourself in that way. And then we've also got the party hat, which is a milestone celebration. So I do think that you will have a lot to celebrate in this lifetime. Like that Chariot card, I think that you will have some significant successes in life, whether that's in career, in your skills or hobbies, in relationships. Like there's just this feeling of you making some big achievements in this lifetime and being recognized for doing that. So let's see which set of dice I'm going to roll for you now, group number 2. 6, okay. So that is the Voyages story cubes, and they look like this. So how many of these dice am I rolling for group number 2 today? 8, okay. So if you're new to my channel, I use a lot of different divination techniques because I like to see repeated themes in dice or charms or cards, and I think that can be very validating for you as well. So what is group 2's destiny in this lifetime? Okay. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so I see the treasure map first and foremost, which is about finding what you seek and finding what you enjoy in life. And like I said, I think you will have those successes. It's interesting because you've got quite a few repeated themes with group 1. They didn't have the treasure map dice, but they had the treasure map charm, and a few other kind of repeated themes that I see here from group number 1 as well. So you may want to check out group 1 as well, because that may resonate with you. Got the rain clouds, so this kind of telling me that there will be times when you feel like you've run out of luck, or like you start doubting yourself, or you just feel like this goal can't be achieved. There's this feeling here of no, it's too much for me. And that's what I was saying about cutting yourself some slack and nurturing yourself. And this person as well, this feeling of like no, I can't do that. That's it. This dice just makes me think this person is looking at a goal that seems insurmountable or seems overwhelming, and they just don't think that they can do it. And we've got the choppy waters here. So there's a lot of water kind of energy and themes here in your cards, your dice, and your charms. So I think there's a strong water energy in a lot of your charts, whether that's your sun, moon, or rising sign, or whether you just have that quite strongly or in a prominent position in your chart. That's coming across quite a lot in these cards. But yeah, there are going to be times where you feel like things are a bit difficult, or like things are being shaken up quite a lot, and you're not sure when things will get calm again. But they will. We've got the elephant as well here. This makes me think of just keeping going and clearing obstacles out of your way. Like, you know, the elephants, they walk in a herd, and if there's like a branch in their way, they just lift it out of the way. Or if there is a way that they can't get through, they'll just move around it, or they'll clear the way. There's just this feeling of slowly plodding ahead, and you keep moving forward. And the amulet as well makes me think that you are quite protected in this lifetime. Like, you are watched over by a lot of spirits, and I'm hearing ancestors as well. So whether that is ancestors thousands of years back or passed over loved ones that are around you, there's this feeling of protection and encouragement from the spirit realm there. And I think a few times in your life, you will have things happen to you that you just don't know how, in hindsight, it could ever have been pulled off. Like those times where you look back and you think so many variables were there. Like if just one thing hadn't happened, or one thing hadn't come about at the right time, or one thing had gone wrong, then that entire goal would never have happened, or I would never have met that person, or I would never have been given that opportunity. So this feeling of kind of miracles or exceptional good luck in your life, when you look back, you will realize that you were given a lot of assistance and you were given a lot of help with your circumstances. So I also see the little germ here as well. And I don't know why this is making me think of children, because I do think you will have children in this lifetime. But I'm just getting this sense of like wanting to protect and wanting to make things better for them so that they don't have to experience the things that you did. So whether that comes about as like giving them a very stable home or giving them a very like clean living lifestyle, like you're not going to eat sweets or you're not going to struggle with your weight. Like there's just this feeling of wanting to make everything better and take away all of the obstacles for them. And I would say just be careful that you're not obsessing over that, and that if something doesn't go the way that you're hoping, then don't let that kind of define you. Like you can't, people won't learn from other people's mistakes. Like I strongly believe this. You can give your children as much advice and as much care and the best start in the world, but you can't live their lives for them, and you can't micromanage their lives for them. They've got to make their own mistakes, and they've got to make their own choices and learn what consequences those choices have, whether it's positive or negative. Otherwise they will just not have a good life. They won't be able to live their lives for themselves if you're constantly trying to see when an obstacle might come up and remove it from their path before they encounter it. So weirdly, that was what I was getting from the germ charm. That was a very intuitive dice there. And then we've got the circus tent. So this makes me think of being like a jack of all trades, like being able to do a lot of things in this lifetime. I don't think you will have just one career path, or you will have a career path and you'll have a lot of different interests as well, or a lot of different varied hobbies. Like maybe you're the person who one year you try scuba diving, and then the next year you're all about hiking, and then the year after that you want to do like drag racing, and there's just all these different things that you want to try out. I think you're someone who wants to see as much as you can in this life and experience as much as you can in this lifetime. It's kind of like that feeling of there's so much to get done, and I know that I won't be able to experience everything, but I want to try and cram as much as I can into this lifetime before I go, or before I'm too fragile or too vulnerable to be able to experience everything. So that's all I've got for you today, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope it's resonated with you. Please do let me know in the comments if it did, and don't forget to like, share with a friend, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like a private reading, my Etsy page is in the description box, and if you want to support the channel, thank you so much. And again, thank you so much to my patrons for helping me to get this deck, and everyone who's donated. Please show them some love in the comments. And if you want to be a patron or donate a deck yourself, or just make a small donation, all of the links are in the description box. So have a lovely day, group number 2. Thank you for joining me today, and it's been an honour to read your cards for you. And take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Hi there, everyone who chose pile number 3 with Voldemort. This is your reading. So we're going to take a look at your cards. Firstly, your tarot cards, to see what your destiny is in this lifetime. So you've got 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, and the Tower. Okay, so I see you finding love in this lifetime. I see you having children as well. There's this strong feeling here. 3 of Cups normally is represented by friends and like get-togethers in the tarot, but here it's showing a woman with children, and there's a little cat there. And so kind of this feeling of making a home for yourself and having that like that comfort with your family. And I really like this card. I like how they're cuddling and like looking out at the horizon, like imagining their future. There's that cat there again, and there's some lovely little ducks here. And so this feeling of just, this can all be ours. Really lovely feeling. So positivity in love, and also in family, in your future. And then with the Tower card, what I see here is you choosing later in life to completely change things for yourself. So it may be that you get married and have children quite young, so you never get to have a career, or you never get to travel when you're younger. And then as you're older and maybe your children are going into jobs or into universities, or they just have more independence, you kind of feel like, well, in a way have sacrificed some of my life for this, and now I want to go out and see the world, or now I want to go out and work on my career rather than just having a job. I want to have a career. So there's this feeling of you choosing to like shake up your life and choosing to change the status quo that has built up for yourself. So an interesting view from your tarot cards there. So your oracle cards say пересеченная местность. So this is like rugged terrain, and it's 15 of circles and diamonds. So if that means anything to you, take that on board. So basically what this is showing is that there will be obstacles to overcome in your life, and I think your life will be filled with varied experiences. Like I said with that tower card, it feels like you want to go out and experience more, and I see you being able to do that. But this rugged terrain card is making me think that there will be difficulties that you need to overcome, and there will be times where you wonder if you've made the right choice for yourself, or you wonder if a particular goal is too difficult for you to reach. Like you just think, well, is it an insurmountable goal that I've set myself, or am I really happy living in this place? Because that terrain card is making me think about the place that you are. Maybe you will move house a lot, or maybe you just will feel later in life that you want to move away from the area that you've always lived in, or the place that you've raised your children in, and you just want to see new horizons and to experience a different way of life. So you may even emigrate as you get older. So your Sacred Traveler Oracle card says, answering the call, the time is now. So again, that's making me feel like you seizing the opportunity and you thinking like, I want to make something more of my life that's for me. Like I feel like you spend quite a few years giving to others and being that nurturing, caring parent or spouse, and then you just think, actually, now I want to have my own adventure. Like as much as being a parent and being married is an adventure in itself, it's kind of like you want something that's just for you and that isn't necessarily defined by other people. It's like you want to have experiences rather than experiences that are forged from relationships, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah, so we've got, it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. So we've got Aries coming through here. There's quite a lot of fire and water energy from these cards, so that may resonate with you based on what's in your chart. But yeah, there's this feeling of suddenly like waking up one day and you're like, I want to change everything, or you wake up one day, you're like, I want to be a pilot, or like you just suddenly sit up and people might think you're crazy, like, well, you've never had this dream before, or like, well, aren't you happy with your life? And it's not that you're not happy with life, it's just that you want it to be more exciting, or you want it to be more varied, or you want that new experience for yourself. So it's interesting that you just kind of suddenly take this initiative and you decide, actually, we're moving to Greece, or actually I want to train and do this now rather than what I've always been doing all my life. And your fairy tale card is Goldilocks, Entitlement. So this is an interesting card. I think one of the things that you will learn in life is to really count your blessings and not take anything for granted. I think that you will realize as you get older that a lot of people have had it more difficult than you. Like a lot of people have maybe had more obstacles to overcome than you, and you really cherish what you have as a result of that. It's almost like you going out and seeing the world and going out and experiencing different things makes you realize actually how lucky you were to have what you did have, like the stable family environment and the love of your family and the comfortable environment that you'd built up for yourself. So let's put your charms on top now, group number 3, and see what else they can tell us. So, group number 3, what is your destiny in this lifetime? Okay, so quite a few initials have come out. We've got M, T, U, and Y. So that may mean something for you as a first name, a surname, a place, a job, for example. But don't worry if it doesn't, that may only be for a few people. So yeah, straight away I'm seeing the love and relationships ball, and I'm also seeing this love heart here. So you're definitely going to find a relationship that means a lot to you. We've got the eternal love charm here as well. So yeah, definitely there is this feeling of an enduring love, even through difficult times, or an enduring love even if you're physically parted from one another, or if you don't always see eye to eye, there's still that love there. And then being drawn also to the Deathly Hallows, obviously something that Voldemort wanted to acquire. So I'm getting a twofold meaning from this. Firstly, it's that eternal nature coming through again, something which survives lifetimes and survives people. It's like this enduring feeling, but also choosing to go out after things maybe when other people would advise against it. Like maybe your family is saying, but you shouldn't move away because then you won't be around us all the time. Or why would you want to change your job when you're comfortable as you are? Why would you want to make things harder for yourself by retraining or having to go through exams or having to work more hours? Why would you do that to yourself? Like, I think there will be people who try to discourage you from what you want to do later in life, and you're going to have to stand up for yourself and say, no, it's what I want to do. I've given myself to you and I've given you all these opportunities, or I've always been there for you and given you my love, and now it's your turn to support me in doing what I want to do. So we've got the winter symbol, so that may be when you choose to suddenly make a new life for yourself. There's also the attachment symbol, so yeah, very strong relationships and kind of attachments to places as well, I'm feeling. So the muffin is about doing what's good for you and what you want to do, that feeling of, indulging yourself, treating yourself. And the shark here is talking about fear. So whenever we make a change in life, there's often an element of fear there, because there is this sense of, to do that would be to move away from what we already have, or to do that would be to push ourselves into the unknown, which can be very scary because we can't have a firm plan if we're going into the unknown. And we've got this starfish charm for healing there as well. So there may be things that are obstacles for you that you may need to overcome and heal from. There's the ballerina here. This talks about thinking through your steps very carefully before you make them, so that you're not going to make any mistakes that you have to undo later, so that you're not making things harder for yourself. So I would advise, even if you feel like completely, I'm going to do this and I need to do this, and you've got all that enthusiasm and this craving to just get out there, I would still advise researching and making sure that you've thoroughly considered your plans before you take that step, just to make it easier for yourself. So we've also got the March hare here. So it's fine to be who you are, whether that's mad as a March hare or perfectly ordinary. Like, it's fine to be whoever you are and to make that step for yourself. It's also a fertility symbol, the hare. So I do see you having children and also having that fertile and rich life for yourself. You will be guided to make changes for yourself. The reindeer talks about guidance. And the hanged man here, the hanged man is a symbol of sacrifice, but it's also a symbol of gaining a deeper perspective on life. So I think what you choose to do, it will deepen your understanding of the world. So I wonder if for some of you, you will choose to maybe go for a year to a disadvantaged country and work out, help out there, working in an orphanage maybe, or helping to build a school. There's this feeling of what you do humbles you, and what you do reminds you of just how much you've got to be grateful for and just how much you've got to be thankful for in your life. Or maybe it could even be that you choose to adopt later in life, and that your biological children aren't happy about it, or your spouse is maybe in two minds about it, and you just know that it's something you've got to do because you know that you've got that love within you, and you've also got that stable home to offer a child who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunities that you can give to them. And then here I've got the Black Knight, and this talks about someone who keeps their motives hidden or their feelings hidden, So you may feel sometimes like you're not able to express how you truly feel. It also talks about a mysterious stranger coming into your life. So maybe you will be inspired to make this change because of someone that you meet or someone that you see who has made this choice for themselves, and it's like suddenly you're inspired and you just walk away from that meeting or from that experience just knowing that you have to take this path yourself. So let's see which set of dice. Oh, I'm going to roll for you now, group number 3. 4. Okay, so that is the Looney Tunes dice, and they look like this. So how many dice am I going to roll for group number 3 today? Roll again. 7. Okay. So if you're new to my channel, I use quite a lot of different divination tools to put a reading together, just because I think it's nice to see synchronicities in cards and in charms and in dice. It kind of makes that message feel like it's more validated in a way. So what is your destiny in this lifetime, group number 3? Okay. Okay, it's interesting. We've got the disguise kit here. So this is making me think of blessings in disguise, and also bringing me back to that Black Knight charm. So maybe the thing that is the catalyst for you changing your life actually seems to be negative at the time. But you realize later that it was a blessing in disguise. We've also got the detonator here, and the person who has run off the edge of the cliff and now realizes that he's going to fall. It's this feeling of suddenness and unexplained changes that comes with the tower, like this feeling of shaking up your life, and suddenly everything's different, and the stable ground that you had beneath your feet, you've now exchanged that for something that's more rugged here, or something that's more unpredictable. So Yosemite Sam here, this just makes me think that you will come up against people who don't agree with you, or people who try to dissuade you, and they might be quite mean about this. Like, they might say some unkind things, or you may have experienced bullying when you were younger. You may experience people who try and put you down to stop you from shining, or to stop you from reaching the heights that you want to achieve. We've also got the shooting stars here, which comes out when they're all fighting in Looney Tunes and in cartoons generally. And this again just makes me feel being blinded by the unknown, and being overwhelmed and dazzled by it, and just wondering if you're going to get burnt, like this guy here. But this is also making me think of being overwhelmed and being burnt out by other people's demands on you, or by living a life that's just become monotonous in some way. Just this feeling of burnout and wanting something new. And I've just thrown that there. We've got the pie here, and the pie is making me think of treating yourself like this muffin, and it's also making me think of nourishment and fulfillment. So again, being reminded of the blessings that you do have and what you do have to be thankful for. So that's all I've got for you today, group number 3. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's resonated with you. Please do let me know in the comments how it did resonate, and don't forget to like, share with a friend, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you want to book a private reading, the link to my Etsy page is in the description box, and if you want to help out the channel, thank you so much. There's my Patreon page, and my Amazon wishlist and PayPal link in the description. And thank you again to my lovely patrons and everyone who's donated so that I can get this new tarot deck. Please do show them some love in the comments, everyone. They are amazing people. So have a lovely rest of your day, group number 3. Thank you for joining me for this reading. It's been an honor for me to read your cards today. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Hi there, everyone who chose pile number 4 with Hermione Granger. This is your reading. So we'll take a look at your tarot cards first, and then your oracle cards after that. So let's see what is your destiny in this lifetime. So we've got the Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. So we've got quite strong air and earth energy here, so you might have that quite strongly in your chart or in a prominent position in your chart. That would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that you will find a lot of success in life through your own initiative and through your own curiosity about life and hard work and get up and go. Like, I think you're someone who is very self-motivated. You have a lot of ideas that you want to follow through. I think you've got quite a quick mind as well. You're someone who is able to think of something and then you're willing to put the work in to make it happen. But the Four of Swords here is telling you that don't push yourself too hard, because there will be times when you burn out and you feel like you've used up all your resources, or you've wasted your time, or you've wasted your resources on something. But I see there being success in your future. I see there also being a possibility for you to have a family, because the Queen of Pentacles is a very motherly energy. So especially if you are a woman or feminine energy, then I do see the opportunity for you to have a family there. But I think in your younger years, like especially your teenage years and your 20s, there is this focus on bettering yourself and on going after your own goals and furthering your career and learning everything that there is to know about life. I think you're just one of these curious people that you're interested in a lot of things, and you're always searching things into Google to find out what it means or to find out more about it. You're reading Wikipedia pages and maybe following down rabbit holes, learning a lot about situations, possibly also quite interested in life's mysteries and maybe conspiracy theories as well. You just feel like there's a lot to learn from life, and like every experience teaches you something, whether you're aware of it at the time or not. But I do just see this, your main obstacle here being burning yourself out and needing to take that time out. But it's like you don't want to let yourself rest, because you don't want to waste time and you don't want to lose the momentum that you've built up. But it's fine to take a rest sometimes and to just take time out to do what you want to do. That's totally fine. You're not letting things fall by the wayside, but you're just putting them on hold for a little while you rest and recuperate. So let's see what your oracle cards say. So we've got Stjelene iz Vårducha, and this says made from air. And we've got 6 of arrows here, if that means anything to you. So this again is referring to that air energy that's quite strong within you, but it's also making me think that like you have a lot of ideas and you're quite a good manifester. Like I said, you have a lot of willpower and you have a lot of energy within you, and you're prepared to just work hard for what you want and to go after your goals. You're not someone who thinks about something and talks endlessly about something but then never actually takes a step towards that goal. You're someone who thinks about it and then you're like, okay, but how could I get there? And I think you're fine with slow progress as long as you're still moving towards that goal. So there's this feeling of being able to manifest things and make them your reality. So that's very interesting there, very strong power that you have. So your Sacred Traveler Oracle card says taking shelter, the answers are within. And I love this picture, it's so cozy. So yeah, I get the feeling that you may be quite an introverted person, that you may find people, as much as you like them, you may find them quite overwhelming or quite draining. And this does work well with this Four of Swords card, this feeling of needing that downtime every now and then. Like I'm seeing, rather than it being like a daily thing where you have this routine of just having a bath for yourself or having that time for yourself, it's more like you go through bursts, like you go through these periods where you just are focused on your goals and you're moving towards it and you're working hard, and then you burn yourself out, so then you need like a few days or a weekend or a week away. So I wonder if you will have a holiday home in the future that you go to just to be out of the city or away from your normal environment, or whether you will be the kind of person who says, right, I'm going to take some time off work now, I'm going to take a week off and I'm just going to go to, I don't know, Romania for a week, and I'm not going to contact anyone, I'm not going to have internet, or I'm not going to reply to any messages, like I'm just going to be by myself and just take that time to breathe. Like that's what I'm feeling, like you kind of go on retreats every now and then just to get away from the world and the hustle and bustle. So your Moonology card says a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. So we've got that air energy again with Libra. And I'm just seeing also like you can make something of yourself, and you will be able to get to a place where you feel happy with what you've achieved and where you feel comfortable in life. And I think also you know how to use your friendship circle and your acquaintances very well. Like, I'm not talking about using people or taking from them, but I'm saying that you are aware of what your friends and your acquaintances and family friends are able to do, and you're kind of not afraid of asking for advice or asking if someone could give you some tips on a certain job, or asking if they could ask their uncle if he could give you a job, or like you're not afraid to use your contacts wisely. And I think you're also equally happy to give back. Like if a friend comes to you and says, hey, do you think you could give my child a part-time job in your shop? You would be like, yeah, sure, let them come round and I'll see what they can do. Or if a friend comes to you and says, could you give me some advice because I'm thinking about going into your line of work, I think you'd be happy to offer them that advice. So there's this feeling of give and take, and it being very beautifully balanced. So I think there's a lot of harmony in your relationships here. And then your fairy tale oracle card is Thumbelina, expectations. So I'm kind of getting the feeling that you exceed your expectations sometimes. That you kind of visualize things, and then things often end up better than you even expected. But what I also get with Thumbelina is that it's fine not to follow other people's expectations. Like, it's fine not to go down the path that your family would have wanted for you when it comes to career or love, or like it's fine not to go down the route of being traditionally successful. Although I see with the Page of Swords and with the Queen of Pentacles there that it's likely that you will get to a position where you're very stable when it comes to wealth, that you're able to provide for yourself. That Queen of Pentacles right in the center of your reading keeps drawing my eye, this feeling of being able to provide for yourself and not need to rely on others, and also able to give to others as well. Like if they need that help, I see that she's holding out this roll of coins as if she's offering it out to someone. And that's again that feeling of you're happy to help out friends and family if they need it, just like you expect them to offer you advice or assistance if they can. Yeah. So let's see what your charms say now, group number 4. So what is group number 4's destiny in this lifetime? Okay, so straight away I'm seeing the free will charm there, and also the feminine. So if you are a feminine, this is saying it's fine to be alone sometimes. It's fine to just take yourself off and do what's right for you. There's this feeling of you need to make the decisions that make sense to you in this lifetime. So you've also got this good luck ladybird and this listen to your inner wisdom charm. And you've got another one there actually. The elephant also says to listen to your inner wisdom and to listen to that voice that is guiding you and is telling you, what to do. It's telling you which way you're feeling intuitively pulled. It's fine to listen to that. There's also the spider's web here. So I think sometimes you will feel quite trapped by the mundane elements of life, or you will feel quite trapped by the demands of other people, and you do just need to take that time out to give yourself a breather. There's the ballerina charm here, which talks about thinking through all of your options and thinking through all of your steps so that you don't make any mistakes. You're a planner, I feel. Although I think this comes more as you grow older. Like I think with that Page of Swords energy at the start of your reading, I think that is when you're younger, you kind of forge ahead without maybe thinking through the consequences, and you just want to see where things go. And when you're older, you understand more the importance of planning. So we've also got this starfish here, so this feeling of healing. And I feel for you, it's more mental than emotional healing. Like, I just feel that you get very overwhelmed a lot of the time, and then you feel quite panicky or anxious, and you just need to take that breather. So we've got the vine here, which talks about continuation and endurance. No matter how difficult things are, you're able to keep coming back. You're able to overcome those obstacles. The cookie jar, that tells you to treat yourself every now and then, indulge yourself. I see you've got both free will charms, both crowns. I only have 2. And you've got another indication of the feminine here, but this is a child. So sometimes comes out when I think inner child issues, but I'm feeling here that you will have a female child, because it's landed on that Thumbelina card, and that makes me think of like a little girl. So I do see you having children, but I feel especially a female child. And we've got the hare, which is a symbol of fertility, but it's also a symbol that tells you to live your own life and to be yourself, whether that is mad as a March hare or just a very ordinary person. Like, it's fine to be who you are, and it's fine to follow your own path in life and not let your path be determined by other people's expectations. We've also got the watering can here, which is a nurturing charm. So I'm getting that motherly energy from you, but again, feel like I want to direct it to taking time out for you, like, and just also to not give yourself a hard time for that. Like, it is fine to just need that time to de-stress and to detox from the world. We've got the fearless charm here as well. So overcoming obstacles, overcoming difficulties from the past. I see the witch with her cauldron. This is talking about processing things, being in the process of something. So this reaching your wealth and reaching your more sensible, mature side, that takes time, but I think you're already in the process of that. And then we've got the celebration charm here. So you will have a lot to celebrate in life. You will have times when you can really let your hair down and just feel like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to live. You've got the Eiffel Tower. This is a romance symbol, but it's also a symbol of France. So there may be a connection for you or in your life with France, or speaking French, or having some connection with names or surnames or family history in France. But as I said, it's a romance charm as well. So we've got this car, which talks about fast progress, and there's a very fast energy from the Page of Swords, this feeling of always being busy, always having projects on the go, always having thoughts racing around your mind. And so that Four of Swords there with the car landing on it is just saying, like, breathe. You don't need to be, you know, hurtling down the road all the time. It's fine to just stop every now and then by the side of the road and just, you know, enjoy the nature and just enjoy the moment. And you've also got a god charm here. So this is Manannán Mac Lir, the Celtic sea god. So when we get a god charm, if you're new to my channel, basically this means that this god is reaching out to you and is saying that either he is a patron god for you, or he would like to give you some help or some support or guidance. So if you feel called to, then you may want to pray to Manannán, or light a candle and say some words, or call upon him in meditation for guidance or support or help or healing. So he is coming out for you. I will actually pull one of my Manannán cards. I made these Manannán Mac Lir oracle cards to communicate with him. So let's see what he wants to tell you. So what advice do you have for group number 4? Or what is it that you want to tell them in particular? So we've got Submerged. This is such a perfect card to get for this reading. So Submerged is saying that there are times in life where you are just completely like so busy under the surface with everything that it's like there's a lot of pressure on you and you can feel very anxious and very panicked. And so that Submerged card is also saying like you need to take this in cycles and not to be on all the time and not to be completely busy all of the time. So what Mananon is telling you is just remember to have a mindfulness practice. If you can meditate or do yoga or have a bath every now and then or go for a walk every now and then, like just do that thing that is healing and grounding for you. It might be watching a program that's a bit silly or just, you know, not very mentally taxing, just like some kind of light-hearted show. It might be reading a book, it might be just breathing and having a cup of tea and then getting back into it after that. But Mananon is telling you that you don't need to be submerged beneath the waves all of the time. Sometimes you need to come out and take that breath before you're able to go back under. Even sea creatures do this, like dolphins, for example. I think dolphins can't actually breathe underwater. Like they can hold their breath or they can use the oxygen that they take in for a very long time, but they still need to come up to the surface every now and then. And I was mind blown when I heard this. I genuinely thought they could breathe underwater. And so they sleep like on the surface. It's really, really interesting and weird, but it's also saying that you are like this. You cannot be under all of the time. You need to come up and take that breath for yourself. And there's a lot of energy here of air. So making sure that you are breathing and that you are getting that air and that oxygen flowing through your body. So that's a very powerful message that's coming from Mananon. I'm so pleased that that charm came out to draw that card for you. So let's see which set of dice I'm going to use for you now. Group number 4. 6. Okay, and it's interesting actually that you picked Hermione, because she is someone who is kind of always busy and always on. Like even when she is relaxing, she's doing things like knitting for a cause, or like she's always got projects on the go. She never seems to stop, and there is, in the 3rd book, she gets the time turner so that she can go to 2 classes at the same time. So interesting that you've picked that, because a few of the other piles, they resonated a lot with the character that I'd put on them, and I hadn't chosen them for any reason. Like I hadn't looked at the cards before I put the characters on there or anything. I just kind of went naturally where they needed to go. So that's really interesting. But yeah, so we're using these story cubes today. And how many am I going to roll for group number 4? 1. Let's see if we can get another one. How many dice am I rolling for group number 4 today? All 9. Nice. I like how 1 and 9 are just right next to each other. So let's see what they say. So if you're new to my channel, I use a lot of different divination techniques to kind of put a reading together. I like to see synchronicities in dice and charms and cards. And I think that can be very validating and very helpful for you, the viewer, as well. So what is your destiny in this lifetime, group number 4? Okay. So we've got the crown twice. 3 times, in fact. So this feeling, again, of you making the decisions that are important for you in life. You being the person that gets to have control, have the reins in your life. Like, don't let your decisions be influenced by other people. I also see the octopus, and it's weird because when I was talking about being submerged, one of the charms that I use when people are very busy is the octopus, because they have all of those legs and they can do a lot of things at once. So it's that feeling there of always having projects on the go, always being busy. So it's interesting that you've got that dice. So yeah, that's what the octopus is saying to you. And you've got the choppy waters here. So this like Mananon charm landing on the same card, the choppy waters. When things are difficult, it's fine to say that you're struggling, or it's fine to say that you can take some time out. I think you will have some adversity in life. You will have times where you just feel like things are too difficult, or things are going wrong, or things are too stressful for you. It's fine to just breathe. It's fine to ask for help, and things will settle down again. Like, it's not going to stay stormy or choppy forever. It will come back and settle down again. I see here the cactus, and the cactus is talking about being in survival mode and always feeling like you are like pushing yourself through, and you're like, okay, just until the end of this month, or just until I finish this deadline. And then rather than reward yourself after that and let yourself breathe, you're then like, well, now I'm going to see if I can go to the end of the next deadline before I completely burn out. And so it's just saying, remember to take care of yourself Doing a lot of self-care is very important for you, I feel, and not burdening yourself with a lot of things to do. I can see here the angry face, and it's just making me think of like tension built up within you. So you may enjoy massage as a way to release some of that tension, because I think that you're just the person that lets it all build up and build up and build up until it just comes out in like a rage, or it comes out in you just not being able to get out of bed one day because you're so tired, or you just bursting into tears because you're like, I can't do another thing, or I can't have another person ask me to do something. So do take care of yourself. You can see here this mushroom as well. It makes me think of gnomes and fairies, that earth elemental connection. So you may feel a strong connection to earth elementals like gnomes and fairies and other woodland folk. But I'm also feeling magic when I see the mushroom. So I think of like wishes coming true, or I think of like magical occurrences where you just think, oh, that's such a synchronicity, or that's such a weird thing that was able to come about when there were so many things that could have gone wrong. I also see the camera. So this is about making memories, and it's also about savoring the moment. So again, it's fine to take it slowly sometimes and not always be wishing your life away and focusing on the next project or the next thing. It's fine to just look and not overlook the fact that your life is happening, you know, like it's important not to overlook that. And the telescope as well. I think you're a very ambitious person generally, and I think that's come through quite strongly in the cards, is that you always have your eye on the next project, or you're always looking to see what you can do next. And there's this feeling of looking into the distance and being like, okay, in the future, in 5 years' time, I want to be here, or by the end of the year, I want to have achieved this, this, and this. And that's very admirable, that's very cool. But again, it's just saying, remember to live in the moment and remember to breathe. And now it's weird, you've got this germ charm, and one of the other groups got this germ charm on a card, the fairy tale card, and I got this really weird intuitive feeling that it wasn't about germs, but it was about children. And it's so strange that it's landed on this card for you, which I was talking about having a child. And so I'm going to say to you what I said to the other pile. I can't remember which one it was, but basically, if you find that when you have children, that you end up micromanaging their life, and that you're trying to remove all obstacles from their lives, like wrap them up in cotton wool, I think that's why it's coming through with the germ dice, because I was just thinking about like these parents who are like desperate not to let their kids get hurt, or desperate not to let them get their hands dirty or anything. It's like you're robbing them of the experience to live their life. And as much as I completely understand that you would want to minimize any difficulty in your child's life, if you are kind of anticipating obstacles and removing them before they can experience them, then you're kind of robbing them of the chance to experience life, and you're robbing them of the chance to learn and evolve and grow, because people don't learn from other people's mistakes. Like, you can tell someone as much as you want that it's bad to do this, or that if you do this you'll be unhappy, but at the end of the day they have to make their own mistakes, and they have to learn from their own actions, whether that brings them positive consequences or not. So weirdly, what I'm just feeling from this little dice today is just remember not to worry too much about your children, and not to kind of take on their issues as your own and micromanage their lives. So curious that that's coming through a germ charm, but that's what I'm getting from that today. So that's all I have for you today, group number 4. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's resonated with you. Please do let me know in the comments how it did. And don't forget to like, share with a friend, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you want to book a private reading, there is my Etsy page link in the description. And if you want to support the channel, then there's my Patreon, my PayPal link, and my Amazon wishlist. Thank you again to everyone who's donated, and also to my lovely patrons, so that we could get this new tarot deck. Please do show them some love in the comments, everyone. It's so generous what they do, and they are such lovely people to support the channel in the way that they do. So thank you again, everyone. And have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.